What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new episode of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own, Dre Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Uh Thank y'all for joining me. This is going to be a short one, but I implore y'all, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. I am at 294 subscribers. So if I can at least get to 300 before this month is out, I would gladly appreciate it. So make that happen for your boy. I'm currently at 294. If I can get to 300 by the end of the month, I gladly appreciate it. Y'all see the title of this video. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not too thrilled in doing this video. I'm not too thrilled in doing it, but I feel like it needs to be done. And we have to call a spade a spade. We can revere a coach. We can respect the coach. But obviously, from the title of the video, I'm quite sure after I say what I got to say, you might understand where I'm coming from. Now, Steeler fans, y'all might feel differently, but give your boy the latitude of completion so I can say what I need to say. First off, I love Mike Tomlin. He's one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. He's one of those coaches that you would call a player's coach, right? I remember Rex Ryan was called a player's coach. Uh Lions current coach, Dan Campbell, he's revered as a player's coach. Mike Tomlin is also that. But what tends to happen is, and it's the same thing with the NBA, they throw that word great in front of things far too often, right? They'll call somebody a great player. They'll call somebody a great coach. And in this situation with Mike Tomlin, I'm a little conflicted, right? Because I'm not going to hold you. I feel like Doc Rivers is overrated as a head coach, right? From the NBA standpoint, I believe he's one of those coaches that is very much overrated. It's going to pain me to say this, but Mike Tomlin is starting to fall into that class. And the reason I say that, and again, listen, is this is not easy for me to say, but I have to keep it a buck. Like, I'm the Hood's ESPN. I have to keep it all the way 100. I can't sugarcoat it. I gotta call it how I see it. There is no sugarcoating over here. Y'all wouldn't respect me if I didn't. If you just look at what he has done in his career as a head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the main thing that everybody keeps saying is he's never had a losing season. He's never had a losing season. And we commend him for that. In all his years of coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers, he has never had a losing record. He might have been 500, but he's never had a losing record. He's always had more wins than losses. I know one season I think they was tied, so that's 50%, but he's never had a losing season. So we revere him from that by all means. But when you really start putting everything into a vacuum, when you put everything in perspective, the same reason why I say Doc Rivers is overrated, I'm starting to say the same thing about Mike Tomlin. Both of these guys have one championship at their disposal. And it's ironic that that championship was in the same year, 2008. The Pittsburgh Steelers went and played the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl when Santonio Holmes had that amazing touchdown catch. That's the only Super Bowl victory that Mike Tomlin has as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. Yes, you had two appearances in the Super Bowl, but the other one you lost to the Green Bay Packers, which was, I want to say, 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Doc Rivers, same thing. You have one championship at your disposal, and that was 2008 against the Lakers. So both of y'all won y'all championships in 2008. Every year since then, you've made the postseason and you have failed every single year. Now, Doc Rivers, he has a history of choking in the postseason, a history of choking. That's why I say he's overrated to the T. Mike Tomlin, I'm a little on the fence with saying he's overrated, but I will say he is the new Doc Rivers as it pertains to the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2017. Since 2017. And that was against the Kansas City Chiefs. I actually remember that game. I believe that was the game where uh Boswell was kicking all these field goals. And I think at the end of the game, Mike Tomlin was addressing the team in the locker room, and Antonio Brown felt the need to go live and add more bulletin board material to the New England Patriots. I think that's who they was playing in the next round. And yeah, since then was the last time that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been victorious in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs in January of 2017. So basically, the last 6 times that they have been in the playoffs, they have lost to the New England Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cleveland Browns, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, and now the Baltimore Ravens. Those are all the recent losses by the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have not won a playoff game in damn near 8 years. And we're supposed to just continue to sit here and pacify Mike Tomlin. We can't do that. We can't do that. Because first of all, when you coach a storied franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like there's certain NFL teams that you look at as top tier, right? You got the Green Bay Packers. You got the Green Bay Packers, publicly owned, right? You got the New England Patriots, the old New England Patriots, not these new ones, but again, 6 championships, right? They're tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most championships in NFL history. The San Francisco 49ers, they got 5 of them things. The Dallas Cowboys, they have 5 Super Bowls. See, we only know about the 3 from the 90s, but they won 2 in the 70s as well. Denver Broncos, right? New York Football Giants. All of these teams I just mentioned, they're like storied franchises. When you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at least with me, in my years of living, which has been 39 years, they've only had 2 coaches. When I started watching football, Bill Cowher was their coach. After he left, then come Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. So they're the only 2 coaches that I can think of when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I honestly think they've probably only had 3 or 4 coaches in their entire history. I know Chuck Noll was a head coach for the Steelers. Then maybe it was Bill Cowher, and then now it's Mike Tomlin. But the point is this: when you've had so many woes for all of these years, I think that maybe it's time for a new voice in Pittsburgh. I think it may be time for Mike Tomlin to take his coaching and go somewhere else. Because for whatever the reason may be, it's just not clicking in Pittsburgh. It's just not. With a storied franchise like them, there's no excuse as into why they have not won a playoff game since 2017. Those fans deserve better. Those are one of the most loyalist, diehard, blue collar fans you can think of in all of sports, and they deserve better. They truly deserve better. So, Mike Tomlin, listen, I'm gonna pump the brakes on the overrated because your teams have never choked in the playoffs in a game like Doc Rivers have with his teams. But you with winning every season, having a winning record every season, and then lose it in the playoffs, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So for me personally, I think it may be time for you to go somewhere else. Now, Steeler fans may disagree with me, but for me, I honestly believe you might need a new scenery. The Pittsburgh Steelers might need a new voice in Pittsburgh because it's just not clicking. It's not clicking anymore. After a while, you know, the expectations for y'all is okay, we're gonna have a winning record come regular season, and then come playoff time, we're gonna lose. That's the expectation that Pittsburgh Steelers fans have at this point. Okay, yeah, we'll make the playoffs. We'll have a winning record, but are we gonna get a win come playoff time? And as of lately, from what I just read y'all, the answer is no. The answer is no. And you got to remember, a lot of those games were wild card games. A lot of those games were wild card games, which means the first game in the playoffs, they got bumped. It wasn't like they had a first round bye and then lost in the divisional round, which would be even more embarrassing. But the point is that once they had that wild card game, first game, bam, they're out of here. It's unacceptable. And I kind of feel bad for Steeler fans. I kind of do. They had a legitimate chance to make noise this season. A legitimate chance. I remember when the season first started and y'all wasn't feeling Justin Fields. Russell Wilson comes in. He turns things around. It looked like they was going to win the division. Then they just fell off the deep end towards the latter end of the season. And once they kept going deep in water, they couldn't get out of it, which unfortunately they drowned in the playoffs against their rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. So I don't know, man. Something's gonna have to give with Pittsburgh. I don't know. Mike Tomlin might have to go somewhere else because something's got to give. Something's got to give. So again, I think listen. I think he's a very, very good coach. I can't throw that word great around. When you got one championship at your disposal, I cannot call you great. I'm sorry, I just can't. I don't do it in the NBA. I damn sure ain't gonna do it in the NFL. I would say he's a damn good coach, but I won't say he's a great coach. But something's got to give in Pittsburgh. Something's got to give because this is unacceptable. Very much, and I'm not even a Steelers fan. So if I'm speaking like this, I can only imagine how Steelers fans feel. So Steeler fans, Steeler gang, black and yellow, y'all let me know in them comments how you feel. How y'all feel about Mike Tomlin? Do you still want to keep him as a head coach? Or do you think you need a new voice? So y'all hit me up in them comments and y'all tell me what y'all think. It's a wrap for this video. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come on, help your boy get to 300 subscribers by the end of this month. I am currently at 292 or 294, if I'm not mistaken. Help your boy out. Let me get to 300 by the end of the month. I will gladly appreciate it. So, like this video, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another episode of Sports with Dre Day podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Y'all be safe out there. Your boy is out of here. Peace.